What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Today, it's been a long day. It is like, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. 7:01 to be exact. And I'm just getting into the shop. It's been a long day of running errands, delivering, organizing, and all that stuff. But it is time to dig into that dagger with the XC1. So let's just get to it. Alright, so we have our dagger mold. Obviously the XC1 is on it, and I went ahead and I added our suppressor height sight blocking for blue guns because there's really not much to attach to. Literally what I do is I actually just hit it with my nail gun. So that is not going anywhere, it's not going to shift on us, and it's plenty high enough to not do that. So blocking, I have homemade blocking for this. It is aluminum flat stock from Home Depot, and you see me doing this in every video. So these are going to be the ones I'm going to be using for this build. Now, this is going to be a Safariland QLS, bam, with speed lock push down hood. So we got those ready so we can space those out. And of course, I love doing hoods on hammerless guns because it's just that much easier. Because with hammers, we have to stick them up a little more, and it's kind of cumbersome. Without hammers, we can put them down. So, special blocking, like I said, if you notice, these were exactly the same at one point, but I chopped this off because it works better that way. This side, we need a path to that bolt, otherwise it's not going to work out well. So there's that one right there. And then on this side, we're going to go just like that, and the indent, which is going to be right here, is going to be where all the retention is. So I'm hoping this comes out a lot better than I'm expecting. If you notice, this is discolored because this is the only solid mold that was available at the time. I went and got it, and this is indented in. So I went ahead and I fill all that stuff with Bondo so we have a smooth draw. The amount of tape that gets on it really cancels out the serrations. You still see them, but it doesn't affect the holster whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put our 5 layers on. One set. All right. And go ahead and cut around the mount. The reason why I do that is gives the Kydex more to push down into. We're going to clean it on the side so it looks better. Now this XC1, I believe I bought this on Wish.com. I wasn't spending the $200 or $300 it was at the time, and I think I got this for like 30 or 40 or 60 bucks or something like that on Wish. So even this, my X300 that I use, it is a Wish.com X300, but it is the same Surefire body, but it is different internals. So it's going to work. It has a very crappy LED inside. This thing is like 80 lumens. It is the biggest POS you could ever buy, but we are not using it for, tactical uses or anything like that. This is legit just a holster manufacturing light. So there's that. All right, we're going to continue with this. Got a threaded barrel. All right, so really there's nothing on this side because there's nothing there, so there's no need to block anything on this side other than this, which is going to be sitting right here, but that's after the fact. And then on this side we have the takedown, which is right here, or the slide catch rather. And then if you notice this right here, I ground flat and I made a path to that, so it's working out good. For some odd reason, I always like to start on this side, so I'm going to take the side that I cut right here, and these I believe are 1 inch wide. Yep, they're 1 inch by, this one's almost 5 3/4, and it's just long enough to do what I need to do. So I'm going to extend past the light just a little bit, but I'm also going to make sure I have plenty of area for that to indent, which that should be plenty right there, but I'm going to go back just a little bit more because you can never be too safe. These XCs, they suck. Alright, so I'm going to do that right there. Like, I hate doing these to the point where I might take them off my website. But once you do enough of them, you understand where the retention and everything is. So that's probably why they're still on there. take this, put that down so it doesn't move when we flip it. And then this side, unfortunately, we're going to have to go all the way to there, and then we'll just even it up. So, because that needs to be blocked. Otherwise, it's going to create a hang up and lock the firearm in the holster, and we don't want that. All right, now what we're going to do is we have to wrap around, but we also have the trigger guard in the way, so it's going to be a little bit of movement with that. I'm going to throw this on first. And I put this on to help it stay even with each other so they don't flex. Alright. Oh, look at that. This is going to have to hold down pretty good. So it looks like I'm going to wait on that piece. Alright, so... now I could go like this and get good and tight on it, or could go down to try and get some of that trigger guard in the mix. Actually going to do one more layer here, and I'm going to pull this one tight. There we go. Because that's going to be the opening, so don't really care about that. Alright, so that's pretty much what we need right there for the blocking. So let's set up our blocking for this, and get it in the press. Now this is Coyote Brown, so really nothing special on it. It's just getting this all together and to work properly how we want. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one more piece of tape right here. Just kind of hold it to the light. Oh. There we go. All right. Oh, and we also need the blocking right there. Almost forgot that. But because we're doing this, I'm actually going to use one of these and extend it down pretty far. I'm going to hold it against the blocking that's already installed. And that's pretty much good. Throw one more on it for safe measure. Alright, so let's get our spacing. You know our back is right there, so we're going to put our thumb rest in line with that. Throw this down, and that's going to be right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's fine. Go down just a little bit and then over, because we don't want to be like all the way out there. And find a piece of blocking that will fit and do what we need to do. It's that one right there. And the reason why I'm cutting the tape is to get it down into that other plane that's right there, and that way it doesn't move. And I'm going to go diagonal, sideways, just one more time. Lock that in place, and you know we're going to open the holes. With the holes open, you can know with the dimples of where to put everything, so you don't have to hold this up to the Kydex and then do it. So with that in place, we're going to throw this here. And that's going to go just like that. And almost no blocking needs to be on this. Let's see here. I wonder if this will help. Yeah, it helps a little bit. We can go a little bit thicker. Let's try this. Perfect. All right, so there it is right there. I'm going to come down just a hair. This one might be a 3-layer foam on the top 2 layers on the bottom. Might have to do that. The reason why we do that is because it's so thick, and it's going to even it out, because when you put something in between 2 layers that are the same, it's going to find the center of it, and then it might knock it out. So it might offset it a little bit, because the center of the holster is no longer. So if we did this right here, we know the center of the gun is right here, but between the blocking, our center is now over here. So it's going to offset everything, and it's not going to be over here. So we're going to put 3 layers on this side to push it here. So we'll do 2 layers and then 3. If that makes sense. All right, and do a little bit of the pokey of the holy. There we go. And now onto this side, we're going to have to do the same thing, but we have to block this. And that's going to be blocked with something to keep it from moving. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this build right now. Alright. And we don't want it taller, so right there is where it's going to be. And we'll just lock this down one way. And then do a little flipperoo. Lock it down the other way. Perfect. Now I have to cut the retention plate. If you didn't hear the clicking in the background, my ovens are up to temp. You notice there's no foam in this one because I have them all sitting on this one. So this foam is pretty hot, so it's good, but I need to get a third, or technically a fifth, in there. So I'm gonna go grab one of my plethoras right here, and I'm just gonna throw this on top and let this warm up a little bit, because the warmer it is, the more squishier it is, and the better definition we're gonna get. And I've been called the king of definition, so I'm going to continue with the process because I know it works. So I'm going to go ahead, cut it out of 1/4 inch MDF, which I have right there. And then we'll get the setup going and in the press. And then you'll see it when it comes out. Oh, I also have to cut the Coyote Brown, which is over there somewhere. And mold is ready. Dex is in the heat press. All the foam is nice and hot, so now it's just a waiting game. We have 147 seconds left before it's going in the press, and like I said, the side with the QLS fork attachments, it's going to have 3 layers of foam. The other side is just going to have 2, and it should, in theory, pop out right in the center of the barrel. I'm hoping. I know you won't be able to tell, but yeah, maybe at this angle. 1, 2, 3 on bottom, your Kydex, and 1, 2 on top. So once that comes out, hope it's good. All right, we are out of the press, and you know what? I really can't complain. It looks good, and yeah, let's get to cutting and drilling. And looks like the retention is going to be pretty good. I'm glad I did what I did and moved it back further, so we got that lip right there. So I'm glad we're going to be able to get this going. All right, so we are actually looking pretty good. You can see trigger guard here, which means this is just going to go right up here. That makes it quite easy. Even on this side as well. All right, yeah, pretty happy with how this came out. Small indent right there, that's okay. And like I said, that right there is going to be our retention point, because obviously this entire side is covered by the QLS. So with this, we're definitely going to put a retention point right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 3 pretty close to each other. Like so. And that'll get it gripping pretty good right there. So if we back this up this way, and for the threaded barrel, we'll cut it right there, and then just come down right here. Like so. It's going to fit right there, and then we're going to come up. But let's see here. Yeah, it looks pretty good right there, actually. And then I'm going to come down this side. That way you don't accidentally cut where we shouldn't, as in into that. Line this up. And that right there will be it. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to drill these right here. And then I'm going to cut this out. We're gonna drill these, and then move on to this side, and then we'll cut off this line right here. So this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna go ahead. Let's drill it. And of course, we're going to have to unfold this so we can get our gusset in here. And that gusset is going to strengthen the material. Okay. Which means these are going to be 1/4 inch. Alright, I'm just going to cut it. I'll be right back. Alright, now I'm going to take you guys on the journey on how to make that gusset. I know I've showed it before, but let's get into a little bit more detail. First, we're going to start with Holstex. This is the clear 0.08. The reason why I'm using clear is because I used to do color matching. It takes a little bit longer, and it's more of a pain in the butt because you have to get all the lines to line up all the holes and everything like that, so you have to reach inside the holster and do it. So this way, much easier. Let's get to it. So start off by getting a marker, and we're going to get our clear piece and just line it up, and then in the center of each hole, put a mark. Now drill it. And over here at the drill press, we're going to go ahead and pretty much the same bit that we use, actually not pretty much, the same bit we use for drilling holes in vacuum forms. This is just that. At this point, we're taking our 1/4 inch drill bit, and we're going to just drill the pilot holes larger. And after the fact, clean your holes. And then we're going to go over to the scroll saw and cut out a design. Next, we're going to move on to the eyelets. And just set them. Now I never shut the strip heater off, so we're going to go ahead and take the mold, take the shell, and we're going to bend it back over it. Easy peasy. All right, now it's time to assemble. We have pretty much everything we need on the mat already. I'm just going to go ahead and finish grabbing everything, and hopefully this build goes smooth. I know I'm going to have to possibly heat up right here. It looks like it folded underneath the light just a little bit, which is no big deal. I fully expected it to happen because you can see it's dragging a little bit, some coyote right there. So we're going to get everything set up, and then I'll hit this right here and then massage it in and out. But let's get everything else going, because I'm not going to do that until I set the retention on everything. So it'd be pointless to do it right at the moment. So I'm going to get these 1/2-inch posts in. These 1/2-inch posts are for these 1/2-inch rubber spacers, isolators, whatever you want to call them. But they're actually like 0.4375 or something like that, because I don't think they make a actual 1/2-inch one, but I know they make like a 0.6-inch now. Anyways, I'll knock those in. And with those in, now I'll do the retention. So let's get these in. And then, like I said, I'll probably go ahead and massage it off camera. And of course, I got a couple screws that are stuck together. Easy way to do this, put them in a vise and they'll snap apart. It's the coating. All right, let's go ahead and throw these in. Oh. All right, and like I said, I know I'm gonna have to, right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna work this a little bit and get it fitting good. You can actually see the indent right there. So I'm gonna go ahead, just heat up that area, just enough where it will deform this, but not the rest of it, and so I can slide it in. All right, so like I said, I reheated it, and it actually feels pretty good. It's got that retention click, so we're gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the build. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and throw some of the blue juice on those right there. Let's go ahead and check our hood. Yep, this is pretty good. We're still going to lube it on the moving parts. And by doing that, we're just going to put oil in there and just work it out. Fit that in, and as always, do not over tighten. That's why I go slow. There we go. Function test, that's good. Throw this on. We'll mark that with le pencil. Drill that. Same drill bit as the retention holes. Clean the hole inside and out. This is the Noga RC2000. We'll go ahead with the supplied hardware and throw this hood on. Now, the QLS fork. I'll go ahead and square that up. And there we have a finished dagger. Let's see here. Right hand QLS for the Surefire XC1. All right, well, to be honest with you guys, I am completely happy this is done. It feels really good. It looks really good. And you know what? It's going out the door, and it's going all the way to Pennsylvania, so a couple states south. But actually, I'm going to be there next month, too, which is cool. Anyways, I always dread the XC1. It is kind of an outdated light, but it's nice. It's compact, but it's probably one of the hardest lights to do a holster for. But I do have one coming up that might top that, which I am going to film. It's for a Rock 5.7, but that's going to be in the near future. But anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate all your support. We are getting closer to that 10,000 subscriber mark, which is absolutely freaking awesome. Never thought we would even hit remotely close to that. And it's all because of you guys, so I appreciate you. And a huge shout out to Holster Smith and Knife Kits for supporting this channel and doing what they do for me and for all you guys. So on that note, I will catch you on the next one. Actually, you know what? Check this out. Hey, the holster. Oh.